Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here. Welcome to my review for episode 45 of BoomBoomger. I thought this was another solid entry, continuing mostly the momentum for the finale arc. I think we took a bit of a cool down in order to deal with the consequences of last week, which is great, but I still feel the stakes are up there. Like, we had the core cast primarily taking a beat in some sort of warehouse where I'm not sure if it's like some sort of property that Taya owns that they don't know about yet or something, but it has equipment to try to do stuff, so I'm just curious where that comes from. It doesn't really matter, but they've kind of lost everything else. He's trying to revive Boom Boom, and it's interesting because they remind him, like, hey, Boom Boom's not a robot like those can opener Humagears, but he's like a living being, so you can't revive him by, like, trying to, use jumper cables. We do get a solution at the end where we find out the key to reviving him is disco, thanks to Gokaiger. That's not even a joke, so that'll be interesting to see that unfold next week, and of course we know Boom Boom wasn't going to be staying dead, but I like that we didn't revive him right away in this episode and took a minute to kind of sit in the grief and everything, and there's this thing about he's going to turn to sand or whatever, which is kind of weird, but I personally think they did a pretty good job of building the bond between Boom Boom and everyone, especially Taya. It hits for me. I was mentioning last week how the finale arc is hitting for me. BoomBoomger isn't like my top favorite, but I've enjoyed it enough where when we're getting to this stuff, it's hitting, and some people it's not hitting for. That'll be hit and miss. That's what's great, is there shouldn't be a consensus around these things. Like, Gotchard obviously did not hit for me. I wanted to hit Gotchard, but it didn't hit me. But it hit for some people, and like, this isn't top tier like King Oger, Kara Major, where I'm super invested in the characters and story, but they've done enough for me personally where moments like this work. I think in particular with the cast, of course you have Joe always feeling a little bit disingenuous, but I think these moments where they really help Taya put his hand back on the wheel work for me because I think they have a really good classic Sentai cast bond, and I really like that. And when Taya is talking about his motivations around why he wanted to help people and work with Boom Boom, I feel that. Like, it's not on the level of, for me, whatever reason, Build is like the shining example of giving corny speeches about love and peace, but I believe in him. Taya's not quite that level, but when he's bringing it up and like talking about that, I definitely could get behind his motivations and believe in him more than Joe's performance. I just wanted to give that an example of someone where I actually do believe that. So yeah, I thought those were nice scenes, and I like that they took a minute to sort of deal with the aftermath, and then they left the action to Sakito. And this is probably one of my favorite Sakito moments in the series. I'll probably go more into this when I get to the series review here in a few weeks, but I really wish they had utilized Sakito more because I really like the character and the concept and the actor, and it's not like he's never there, but it just feels like he's always so separate or in the background. But this was a nice little scene for him where when everyone's turning on the BoomBoomgers, he's like, I turned my back on Earth a long time ago. I don't care what you think of me. I am nourished by your hatred! Your boos fuel me! But he doesn't want the others to have their name thrown under the bus, and he has a really cool moment where he just confronts the crowd, and I just really liked that, and I thought it was a cool moment, and just some cool fight scenes with him later, fighting Disgrace, who gets brought back briefly, just to show that he's also disposable, because they put a bomb on him, and it's mainly used as a revelation for Team Rocket, where they learn that Mad Rex was disposed of, and also probably to save budget and just use an existing monster suit, and also it just felt like a lot of that was like, okay, we want to have these quiet moments with the rest of the cast, but we gotta like sneak some action in there. There was no mecha battle though, although there's Phoebe there. I don't think there was a mecha battle. I'm surprised. They're like, let's show off Zord Builder one more time. Unless I'm just totally forgetting it. Obviously, we can't use Boom Boom, but Sakito still has his stuff going on. So yeah, good moments there. I think it's really interesting, the angle of the invasion this time around. I'm sure there was another Sentai sort of similar, maybe Rider, but it doesn't happen frequently enough where I can think of an example off the top of my head where this isn't a classic, the monster stages a huge attack with a big monster that's stomping over the city, or like the armies invade. It's stuff like that. It's like a political invasion where the ISA is publicly making an alliance with the Hash aliens, and they're like, all the other incidents all year where we attacked you, it was just a prank, bro. And then they're, tarnishing the BoomBoomger name. And they also use like a bit of magic or whatever it was to actually like influence them outside of just the rhetoric. It's very actually true to life how fast people turn on like people like, oh, I love this actor. I'm like, did you know that he called someone a doo-doo head in 5th grade? Cancel him! So, I don't know. I thought it was very true to life how fast like public perception and the, court of public opinion can turn people, but that's interesting. I think that's a really interesting and unique take on the endgame arc, is having the main character's reputation tarnished, and then of course having the aliens make kind of a alliance with the humans and make it seem like they're going to make a better future forward. And it reminds me of some of the stuff they've been saying about how the Hash aliens took other planets and how they kind of ingrained themselves, and before you know it, it's terrible. It also reminded me of the Reach alien storyline in Young Justice. So I don't know. I like that for a unique little take on the endgame arc. I'm sure we'll get our big battle stuff stuff, but I think we're going to gear up for some like emotional moments where the public is reminded of like what the BoomBoomgers have done for them, what the Tire people have done for them. So yeah, this was kind of like a setting the stage in between episode, but I think it did a good job of keeping the finale stakes going, and I enjoyed myself. I'm looking forward to the last few weeks and then getting a new start with Gojuju. But what did you guys think of the episode? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.